see, guys. See, I'm embarrassed about Nigerian Premier League. Like, what happened this Saturday, bro? What was that?
First off, not just about Nigerian league. I think crowd troubles happens globally.
Forget crowd troubles.
But what happened
they
this
don't
weekend?
Defend.
No, I'm not defending.
Yeah, NPFL loyalist.
But what
Talk
happened
about
this
what
weekend
happened
is something that
was-
we should be ashamed of. Firstly, because
Yes,
this was
it was
one of
very
this is the
embarrassing.
most important game of the season.
Yep.
Everyone was
Biggest
waiting
game
for it,
in
and
like
at the
30
time
years.
it came in, which is just 3 matches to the end of the season. The buzz was all around
Top of
it,
the table
and
clash.
we had the biggest fan turnout in the stadium. That stadium was 25,000 capacity, but I bet it took almost a double of it because we could see fans almost at the turf, close to the playing turf.
Every
But
inch
then
of the pitch.
I think every of the problems started with the unsportsmanship from Enyimba.
Yeah,
Because you need to understand that the referee is the god on the pitch. I'll always say it, no matter what you feel, whether you feel aggrieved by his decision, you have to die and live by it. After then, you can call out the referee. Why don't you it's a penalty. You can miss it. That's a big game, and with that kind of massive crowd, even God, Baje might even have missed it. Let's say he takes it by himself. So those are the things I think Enyimba should have done. The management, I feel disappointed because they were supposed to tell the players go back to the pitch and complete it. It's just like 1 minute remaining, and if they had played, I think the scenario would have ended. It would have been a story tale for the NPFL that we had that kind of match, that kind of massive turnout of fans, and then you ended it in a big way because I think everything was top notch, both the officiating, with the way Enyimba played, the good saves from the goalkeeper, but then it was just mad by a 1 minute madness.
See, left to me, they should disband the NPFL.
Come on, that's
They should disband the NPFL.
That's so extreme.
I'm very serious right now, and I'm saying this because we are seeing the same thing happen over and over again. And let me tell you why Enyimba did that rubbish they did, because they know that they won't punish them.
It's not
they will know that they won't punish them.
Sanction. Things have been sanctioned.
They will sanction the Enyimba 5
The
million.
sanction is
It's
not
5 million their
No,
problem.
apart from
It's 5 million the problem for
apart
Enyimba.
from money, even points were deducted. Let's not forget that in game between Enyimba and Doma United, Enyimba, that game, which was inconclusive at 1-0, but then that goal was chopped off. Enyimba was deducted 2 points. The game ended at 1-0 draw. That's a goalless draw. So Enyimba will deduct 2 points in that one. In this scenario too, I feel the sanction should come for both parties. Firstly, you want to look at
which
Rangers.
parties are Rangers
And also Enyimba. Firstly,
what
do
the Rangers do exactly? Why do you want to sanction them?
You can't say, look at that stadium. That is a pandemic waiting to happen. Because
whatever
who was in
Rangers,
charge? Who was in charge of
then
you can't find Rangers for what happened.
No, they'll be
with the
fine for
fans.
overcrowding. No, that will be part of it.
We are talking about points on the pitch here.
No, when I'm talking about the points on the pitch, it's not, you can't just easily
the fans did not affect what Enyimba players
No, you know
did.
whether it also
and then they now went
affected
to
a lot
sit down.
of
They now went to
outcomes.
sit down pitch
It
side
affected a lot
like
of
primary
outcomes. Let's
school
remember that
boys.
we were
I'm going
even
to say
blocking
this.
the officials at some point.
I'm going to say this. You are talking about sanctions, right? Which is all well and good. The whole point of sanctions and consequences is to serve as a deterrent so that it doesn't happen again. That's why they do all those things. You get points deducted. So you know that when you are about to do something, this is what could happen or could get sanctioned like this. Now, if this thing keeps happening, it means only one thing. The deterrents that you're serving are not working.
It's not working.
Your consequences are not working. They are not scared of the consequences.
No, but it's not. But this,
and you need to make them scared of the consequences.
the teams always know that there are consequences.
Yes, but
you
consequences are not scaring them.
It scares a lot because that's why we've seen it. If you look at somewhere this season,
we've had evidently.
How many times canopy pillars have been sanctioned?
You can't judge the entire season with just this Enyimba game.
We can judge it because this is the biggest game. This is the biggest game. I will judge it based on this game.
It's the biggest game, one of the biggest tests. And if you know, you can go south just by 1 minute's madness on one party.
But I want to ask you a question. Do you think that, first of all, that they prepared for this game well? I'm talking about.
No, let me start from for that of that's Rangers. I know they prepared for it because even before these games, we're already seeing the CEO, that's Amobe Zeko, preparing for it. They've started training stewards and ahead of the game. But in a game as big, I just want to fault the league.
Did they anticipate?
They are supposed to have
number?
a partnership. They anticipated the number, that huge number. I swear, no one would have anticipated.
Why not? Why can't you anticipate that kind of thing?
Let's just talk about. It's not about that. Let's say for all the work that we've put in, that let's talk about the Euros. They put into the Euros, even for the Champions League final.
Yeah.
I think that was Liverpool. There were still problems. It's always going. There's always going to be room for error. But then you have to think about how to limit how far it could go. That's why I said when we saw as huge that number of crowd was, the match commissioner should have come to a point and put that game on a halt. Because it was glaring, even without being at that stadium. If I had a sibling or a relative there, I would tell you, leave that stadium.
Yes.
It was overcrowded.
It's too
safety
much, yes.
first.
But
even no matter what, safety first, because the referees were also put at danger.
Yeah, but here's
you
the
put
thing
the
now.
match of even the players.
We are
you
saying,
see the video of the player
on the
being
one hand,
blinded.
we are saying that fans should come out and watch the local teams.
And now you're
come
saying,
and watch, come and support your teams. We need more people in the stadium.
Yeah, complaining that the stadium is crowded. What do you want? What do you want exactly?
It's not about the.
You have to be able to prepare for.
We can't say because we want to make things beautiful. That doesn't mean we'll now look at a way of also taking away the chances of dangers involved in it.
No, but the
truth is that Nigeria, we are not ready for development. It's not about Nigerians everywhere. The same thing happened in Abuja when Ghana they destroyed the stadium. It is the Nigerian thing.
Why even going to the
Nigerian thing?
No, it's not a Nigerian thing.
We needed the league body.
It's not a Nigerian thing.
When we saw that crowd was massive.
Not,
we should have increased the security on the stadium.
Exactly.
Because there's no way they will not outpower that stewards that we had.
This brings me back to the issue of consequences.
When it comes to riots.
That
was chaos.
This brings me to the issue of consequences.
If people can't control themselves, what about the players?
See, human nature.
That's why I said the unsportsmanship from Enyimba players.
Yeah, but again,
if they had allowed
I want to ask you a question.
Because when you feel so aggrieved, you are not.
I want to ask you a question. Even if it's CAF Champions League, Enyimba were playing, would they have worked out?
They can't try it.
No,
that's the question for you.
The same players. Why?
Why do you think they can't do it?
It's endemic enough.
It's not endemic. No.
Why do you think they can't do it?
No, I don't agree with that.
Because they know that.
Let me get to a point why it says endemic, because I have seen some games where referees, not just in the league and all, not referees, them I say match. That's the team, the backroom staff.
No, the question is simple. Why would they not do it if it's a CAF game?
Because they know the kind of sanction, and then we know about.
Simple. That's what we are telling you. That's what we are telling you.
Consequences.
That's what we are telling you. They know the
consequences. Will Enyimba go to Club World Cup?
They don't send.
Enyimba go to Club World Cup
and try this kind of rubbish playing against the
CAF. And sorry, it's like saying I'm at home. There's a way I could relate because I know it's my family. And when I go out, it's going to be
maintain professionalism everywhere.
And we should maintain. But
you see,
they should minus 4 points.
You see why in England they are very, very strict with sanctions. If you even come and talk about referees, they will sanction you. There's a reason why they are doing that.
If this season we've seen a lot of sanctions, we've seen a lot of referees that have been steps down on their
but it keeps happening.
It's like saying
it always happens. We've seen. Wait, when you say it keeps happening, we have the VAR. Does it stop bad officiating from referees? It still happens.
Yes,
so you can't say it keeps happening. It still happens.
No. That's not the point, right? The point is, people need to be scared of consequences. If you when there was a racist incident, and with my club when we went to Cadiz and they racially abused Mukhtar Diakabi, we wanted to walk out of the pitch. In fact, we stayed the walkout. You know what they told us when we got into the dressing room? They threatened us. League body came and threatened us that if you stand with this, because you cannot embarrass the league. Yes, racism will deal with it after the match, but you cannot walk out of this match. You have to go and finish it. They had to come back. Diakabi didn't come back, but they had to come back. They had to sub him off and everything, but we had to go back to play because it was a big deal for them. It was embarrassment to the league and everything, and Valencia feared the sanctions that were coming. If they stuck with that decision, even though they felt like they were right, they felt like our players were racially abused, this cannot be allowed to stand. They had to come back, and even me, I didn't agree with that one. I wanted them to walk out because it was a very, very serious issue. But the teams themselves, they were scared of the sanctions that were coming and the consequences. They went back and played. That is the thing. Now, first of all, Enyimba, you cannot have everybody losing their heads in one club.
Exactly.
It's insane. Like, how can everybody lose their heads and everybody's doing the same thing? Coach lost head, players lost head.
They are fighting with fans,
The people
fighting
in
with
charge,
your teammates,
like,
fighting with
if
everybody.
And you have to have
Nah,
a general manager
that's-
or whoever that is present that will be able to talk to players and
that
say,
one- that
go
was-
back and play.
it's not with
And
Super
they will
Eagles.
come
You
back.
know, that was the reason why I said
Even
it's-
forget the
you
league
know,
body, even the team themselves.
Sorry, that was the reason
Someone
why I
up
said
in the
it's
team, someone
endemic.
with power in the team should be able to tell the players, I don't want to hear anything. Go back out there and play. And that person has to understand the bigger issue, the bigger picture, that this is our league. This belongs to us. No matter what happens on the pitch, no matter how many points we lose, this is our league.
I mean,
You
it's
cannot
sad
do
that we are talking about this kind of issue in 2024.
In 2024, you can't do that.
2024.
Players are going to fight
About-
referees.
For me,
And talking about consequences,
For me.
the biggest consequence for me that I want to see with players is that, see, if you do anything like this, you cannot play abroad. Like, you cannot get any transfer abroad. And that should come from NFF or whoever. Like,
that would be
your international transfer certificate or whatever it is that you need,
We
you will not get it if you do something like this once.
I don't know about that, but for this game,
But do you think that will not be a good deterrent?
that will scare
If you know
them
that
a
you
lot.
cannot
That
get
will
a
scare
transfer
them a
out
lot.
of to another club
That's
outside
something to
Nigeria.
talk about for another time. But for this game, I think they should come back and play that penalty, and Enyimba should be docked by 5.
No, I don't think they should even
No,
play.
but no,
I
no,
think they
no,
should
it's
play
no,
it.
the rule.
No. They need to end the
You
game.
have to end the game.
They have to end the
so
game.
if they are going to either
They walked out.
Either,
They walked out.
they come back and
They
play
walked
the
out.
penalty.
They
Enyimba walked
They
out.
were still
Yeah.
in the pitch.
They walked out.
They were still
They
there.
refused
They
to-
No,
just
that's the
that-
point. They will
No,
give
that's
them.
it.
They will
Is that
dock their
they'll come
points
with-
for walking out, and they will still end the game. So
Yeah,
that's
but
just
it's
why. I
either-
think it should
If you are
happen.
walking out
The
of the
two
game, you
things
lose
that
the
are
points.
applicable, yes,
You
either they're
are
going
you are
to finish
forfeiting the points for
It's
me.
either they're going to finish that game. If they don't finish it, then there will be a.
No, let's just wait
committee.
in the next
Yeah,
48 hours
yeah,
and
we know.
see what
They should not finish
sanctions
it.
will
They
say.
should
No, for
Because
8
take
hours
the
is
points from
ridiculous.
them.
Why?
it's ridiculous.
No, because
let's
we knew
wait
how
now.
long
Which one
it
is
took.
too
If you know that,
Let's
if
wait-
you know
let's
that every
wait and
time,
see.
if you know that every time you walk out, they will
Yeah.
call you back to come and play.
Oh yeah, now let's
That's not enough
just watch
consequences
and
now.
see what
So you
happens.
keep walking out.
We'll watch and see what happens now.